Today, I want to talk about an absolutely horrific story, one that's been buried under headlines about Iran, the dysfunction in Congress battling over Donald's big abominable bill, and of course, the complete incompetence of the Trump regime. Wired just dropped a bombshell expose revealing the 911 calls made from inside 10 of the largest ICE detention centers. What's inside of these calls? An absolute nightmare. These calls offer one of the few glimpses we have into the day to day horror behind the walls of ICE detention centers, with elected officials being denied access and families unable to locate loved ones. This audio, disturbing as it is a rare and urgent form of evidence. This next clip is difficult to hear, but we cannot turn away because we need to cover this. These realities must be shared far and wide. So before we start the clip, I just want to make sure that you understand I am giving a trigger warning because, again, this is material that is extremely unsettling.
Regional 911, what is your emergency?
You speak Spanish?
No, ma'am.
I understand English. I need help.
What do you need help with?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I need help. Ayuda.
Are you in the prison?
Yeah, in jail.
Could you tell what you need?
I'm sorry. We're at a detention center, and the detainee called 911. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Tell me exactly what happened.
I have a 4-month pregnant female that started having low abdominal pain after trying to use the bathroom. Now she's having vaginal bleeding. She just came into us 3 days ago.
Okay, I do realize you're a nurse. I do have to get these instructions per my protocol, okay? Paramedics on their way. Stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next. Is there any signs of life? Have we heard heartbeats? Does she feel any kicking? Anything like that?
She just feels pain.
Okay, and has she ever been evaluated with the heart rate?
No, we don't have the equipment to do that.
911, what is the address of the emergency? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
Our patient, he hit his head, and he bleed from the mouth.
Okay. Did he fall, or how did he hit his head?
He on the wall.
Did he hit his head on the wall on purpose, or?
Yeah, on purpose.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second here.
Okay, you know what?
Okay.
Never mind.
Are you sure? So you want the call canceled? You want me to cancel the call?
Yeah. He just
Okay.
said to me. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. Okay.
All right, I'll let you go.
Wire's reporting found that serious medical incidents are rising sharply across detention facilities. Through public record requests, they found that nearly 400 emergency calls were made in 2025 alone from only 10 centers. 50 involved possible cardiac episodes, 26 mentioned seizures, 17 were for head injuries, 7 involved suicide attempts or self-harm, including overdoses and hangings. 6 referenced sexual abuse, including at least 1 case logged as quote-unquote staff on detainee. And experts believe that is only scratching the surface. These numbers reflect only the 911 calls that were actually placed, but many serious incidents never result in a call at all. Independent medical reviews and past reporting suggest a much larger crisis hidden from public view. Hearing this is extraordinarily disturbing, but as much of the horrors that are unfolding under the Trump regime, it should not surprise us. What do we expect when the worst among us are given the power over vulnerable human beings who are incarcerated and entirely under the power of those individuals? Some innocent people have not survived the inhumane detention centers. It's clear that nobody at ICE, nobody at the Department of Homeland Security, and nobody in the executive branch cares at all about the human cost of their illegal deportation agenda. This week, Johnny Noviello, a 49-year-old Canadian citizen, was found unresponsive at the Chrome Detention Center in Miami. He later died, making him the 8th person to die in ICE custody in 2025 alone. That's 8 people, many of them not even accused of a crime, who died in government detention centers under Donald Trump's mass deportation regime. ICE says the cause of UNVEILS' death is under investigation, but they've provided no answers, no transparency, and no accountability, which makes me wonder why local law enforcement has not been involved. First of all, why is a Canadian citizen in ICE custody in the first place? And what conditions led to his dying? The fact that there have already been 8 deaths in the first 6 months of 2025 suggests a dangerous pattern. We know that ICE and the Department of Homeland Security are perfectly comfortable breaking the law and defying the Constitution in order to completely abrogate people's right to due process in this country. By the same token, they clearly have no problem ignoring the 8th Amendment, which prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. But here's the thing. This is not what Americans want. The polls prove it. A new Quinnipiac University poll shows that 64% of voters support a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants rather than deportation. That is a 10-point increase since Donald returned to power on January 20th of this year. The last straw for a lot of people is that ICE clearly is targeting non-criminals. Watch NBC News break down the lies being told about who exactly it is ICE is going after.
President Trump reiterating today he wants to deport 1 million undocumented immigrants a year.
What we're doing is we're really going after the criminal aliens, of which we have plenty to work with.
But according to new ICE data obtained by NBC News, 120,000 out of the 185,000 immigrants arrested by ICE since October have committed no serious crime.
That's right. Not only is ICE going after immigrants who've been here a short period of time who are non-criminals, but they're going after immigrants who have been here for decades and have roots in their communities. Take this as an example in New Orleans. A 64-year-old Iranian woman who's lived in the United States for 47 years was taken by ICE while she was gardening. She has no criminal record. She has made multiple attempts over the last almost 5 decades to become a United States citizen. And yet, she's still in ICE custody. Now, we know that ICE is a lawless agency that should not exist. The wrong people, the worst people, run that agency. The worst people belong to it, and the worst people are out in the streets detaining, and worse, innocent people who have committed no crimes. But there's also a lot of deception that seems to be part of the job of being an ICE brown shirt. According to the Immigration Defense Project, quote, when ICE agents go to homes and the community to arrest non-citizens, it's common for them to lie about who they are and what they want. These ruses are an officially sanctioned ICE policy taught to new agents at the ICE Training Academy and are subject to almost no restrictions, unquote. So lying is part of the training to become an ICE agent. That does not sound like law enforcement to me. In fact, what it sounds like is the illegal practice of entrapment. But knowing all of this can help you fight back. So here's what you can do if ICE shows up at your door or you are witness to their trying to enter another facility, home, or in the act of detaining somebody else. 1, always ask for a warrant and scrutinize it. ICE almost never has a judicial warrant. Most carry administrative warrants, which don't grant them the legal right to enter your home or anybody else's. Look at the differences. 2, do not open the door. You don't have to. Ask them to slide the warrant under the door. And again, if it's not signed by a judge, they are not allowed to come into your home. And about those badges, check them. Any law enforcement, including ICE agents, are required to provide their name and a badge number when asked. But rumors are spreading that bounty hunters, contracted private citizens, are being used to round up immigrants. These people may wear tactical gear and flash fake badges, but they are not federal officers, and therefore they have absolutely no authority. Bounty hunters do not have the right to detain someone unless they are in violation of a bond order. If someone without a badge or judicial warrant tries to take someone, report a kidnapping immediately. There's already action to fight back. So take a look at this from KTLA.
First, with a bill that would prohibit local, state, and federal law enforcement from covering their faces during operations in California, SB 627, or the No Secret Police Act. Now another proposed law would require working law enforcement to clearly display identification information, including either name or badge number.
These actions by immigration enforcement agents are causing confusion, fear, and mistrust in communities across the state.
Now, of course, confusion, fear, and mistrust are the point. That is exactly what they want. They want to stoke fear in our communities. They want to chill people's ability or willingness to intervene. But they are human beings who must prove that they have the authority to carry out these acts. Otherwise, they have no right in your community or anywhere near your home. So informing yourself can help you defend yourself or your neighbors. Things are going to get worse before they get better. So the more of us there are who are informed and willing to stand up, the less likely these unauthorized brown shirts are to continue to engage in the kinds of actions that put all of us, including our most vulnerable neighbors, at risk. Please take a second and like and share this video. It'd be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please follow us and give the show a 5-star rating because it really does help other people find our content. Thanks.